Have you ever felt like you played by the rules for 40 years, only to find the finish line has been moved? You worked hard, and you saved what you could because that was the deal. You followed the traditional path to the American dream and expected security in return. But as you approach your golden years, a quiet sense of unease is starting to settle in. You look at your bank accounts, and you look at the rising prices at the grocery store. Something in the math just does not seem to add up anymore. Today we are going to look at a reality that many people are afraid to talk about. It is a financial wall that millions of hardworking people are about to hit at full speed. We are talking about 30 million people who are too old to keep working, but feel too broke to retire. This is not just a collection of statistics or a news headline. This is a deep structural shift that is changing the lives of families across the country. The system that was built to protect you is starting to show cracks that cannot be ignored. For decades, financial advisors told us that retirement was like a three-legged stool. One leg was your company pension. The second leg was your personal savings. And the third leg was Social Security. The theory was that if you had all three, you would have a stable life. But for most people today, that stool has been broken for a very long time. Most company pensions disappeared years ago and were replaced by risky accounts. The burden of saving was shifted entirely from the company onto your shoulders. You were told that you were being empowered to manage your own future. But in reality, you were being asked to become a professional investor overnight. Now let us look at the real numbers, because the truth is often hidden in plain sight. The Federal Reserve reports that the median retirement savings for people over 60 is around $200,000. On the surface, $200,000 might sound like a significant amount of money. But if you apply the traditional 4% withdrawal rule, things look very different. That amount only generates about $8,000 of income per year. That is less than $700 a month to cover your entire life. Even if you are aggressive and try to take more, you run the risk of running out of money too soon. When you factor in the true cost of living, that nest egg starts to look incredibly small. Many people assume that Social Security will be there to bridge the gap. The average benefit for a retired worker is roughly $1,900 a month. When you add that to your savings, you might have about $2,600 total. But have you looked at the cost of healthcare lately? The standard premium for Medicare Part B is expected to rise again in 2025. Then you have the cost of supplemental insurance and prescription drug coverage. Many retirees find themselves spending $500 a month just on insurance premiums. That is before you pay a single dollar for actual doctor visits or medicine. Suddenly, 20% of your entire income is gone before you even buy groceries. This is the silent killer of retirement plans that no one warned us about. And we cannot forget about the impact of inflation on your purchasing power. The government tells us inflation is under control at 3 or 4%. But if you are buying eggs, bread, and gas, you know the real number feels much higher. Over a 20-year retirement, even low inflation can cut the value of your dollar in half. This means the lifestyle you can afford today will be twice as expensive in the future. There is another danger lurking in the markets, called the sequence of return risk. This is a fancy term for a very simple and terrifying concept. If the stock market crashes right as you start to withdraw your money, you are in deep trouble. Selling your stocks when prices are low locks in your losses forever. Even if the market recovers later, your account may never fully bounce back. Two people could save the exact same amount of money and have very different lives based on luck. If you retire during a bull market, you might be fine for 30 years. But if you retire during a bear market, your savings could be gone in less than a decade. This is a gamble that most people did not realize they were taking with their future. Now let us talk about the 30 million people hitting retirement age right now. This group is being called the peak boomers because it is the largest wave in history. From now until 2030, 10,000 people will turn 65 every single day. This massive surge is putting an unprecedented strain on the entire system. The Social Security Trust Fund is currently projected to be depleted by 2034. If Congress does not act, benefits could be automatically cut by over 20%. Imagine trying to survive on 20% less than what you were promised. For many, that would be the difference between staying in their home or moving out. The housing market is not making things any easier for those looking to downsize. Prices are at record highs, and interest rates have made moving very expensive. The equity in your home is a great asset, but you cannot use your kitchen to buy milk. Unless you sell the house or take a loan, that wealth is locked away where you cannot touch it. This has led many people to consider working much longer than they originally planned. But your health does not always cooperate with your financial needs. Physical jobs become harder to perform, and the corporate world is not always kind to older workers. It is a difficult position to be in when you feel like you are running out of choices. But even in this challenging environment, there are steps you can take to protect yourself. The most powerful lever you have is the timing of your Social Security claim. If you can find a way to wait until age 70, your monthly check will be much larger. Every year you delay past your full retirement age adds 8% to your benefit. That is a guaranteed return that you cannot find anywhere else in the world. Another strategy is to use what experts call the bucket approach for your investments. You keep 3 years of cash in a safe account that does not change with the market. This way, if the stock market drops, you do not have to sell your stocks at a loss. You can live off your cash bucket while you wait for the market to recover. It is also vital to look at your fixed costs and see where you can find more breathing room. Downsizing early while you are still healthy can free up cash and reduce your stress. The goal is to simplify your life so that you have more control over your monthly budget. We also have to acknowledge the psychological toll that this crisis takes on families. Many people feel a sense of shame or failure because they do not have millions saved. But you must remember that the rules of the game were changed while you were playing. You are not alone in this struggle, and there is no reason to feel embarrassed. The most important thing you can do right now is to face the numbers with total honesty. Ignoring the problem will not make the math work any better in the future. The sooner you understand your true situation, the more options you will have to fix it. Take the time to sit down and calculate your total monthly expenses, including healthcare. Compare that to your guaranteed income from Social Security and any other sources. If there is a gap, start looking for ways to fill it before it becomes an emergency. Maybe that means a part-time job doing something you actually enjoy. Or maybe it means relocating to an area where your dollar goes much further. The American dream has changed, but that does not mean you cannot find peace. It just means you have to be more intentional and more careful than previous generations. Security today comes from knowledge and the willingness to adapt to the new reality. The financial wall is real, but you do not have to hit it without a plan. You have spent your whole life taking care of others and building this country. Now it is time to take a hard look at the facts and take care of yourself. The system might be broken, but your future is still in your hands if you act now. Do not wait for a politician or a bank to solve this problem for you. Start by educating yourself on the risks that are specific to your age group. Understand how taxes will impact your withdrawals in the years ahead. Look into long-term care insurance before it becomes too expensive to qualify. And most importantly, talk to your family about your expectations and your needs. Communication is a vital part of any successful retirement plan. We are living through a unique moment in economic history that requires a new strategy. The old advice of just saving 10% and hoping for the best is no longer enough. But with the right information, you can navigate these choppy waters with confidence. You have the wisdom of experience on your side, and that is your greatest asset. Stay focused on what you can control, and do not let the headlines overwhelm you. A secure retirement is still possible, but it requires a different kind of effort today. It requires the courage to see the world as it is, not as we wish it would be. You have worked too hard to let your future be determined by luck or timing. Take charge of your plan today and build a foundation that can withstand any storm. The road ahead might be different than you imagined, but it can still lead to peace. Your golden years should be a time of reflection and joy, not constant worry. By taking these steps now, you are ensuring that you can retire with the dignity you deserve. Thank you for taking the time to listen and to prepare for what is coming next. The truth can be difficult to hear, but it is the only path to real freedom. Take a breath, look at your plan, and start making the moves that protect your legacy. You have earned the right to a secure future, and it starts with the choices you make today. Keep learning, keep planning, and keep moving forward. The finish line might have moved, but you are still in the race. And with the right strategy, you can still cross it with a smile on your face.